Hello, good people, and welcome back to Editpalooza. It's day 2, and we have a lot of work to do today, so let's get right to it. Day 2 is all about notes. You can't edit what you don't know. So the goal of today is figuring out what we have to do. How far are we in the process of making a manuscript? Great. The goal of this first week of Editpalooza is simple. We are trying to get our section as good as we can make it in the time we have. This doesn't mean that it's going to be as good as it will get, or that it needs to be perfect. We are simply preparing it for the first round of beta reading, which means solving any major problems that we can see, and cleaning it up just enough that our readers will be able to read it with ease. So, without any further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty of day 2. Alright, so let's start with the big piece, and then we'll get into how to analyze this first real work day. So, what I want you to do today is read what you've written. Now, for Editpalooza, we are dealing with chunks of between 5,000 and 20,000 words, so hopefully this won't take you too terribly long. While you read, I want you, in your spreadsheet that you started yesterday, to take notes of every scene and every chapter and what you think you can do to improve it. You should be looking at problems with characters, problems with setting, plot, pacing, even little things like I need to add more description, or wow, there might be a consistency issue here. Don't actually fix anything. That will come later. What we're trying to do today is getting notes for everything. So again, read it from the beginning to the end, or read it from the end to the beginning. I sometimes work that way. But what you're trying to do is have a cohesive set of notes that really gets everything that you would like to accomplish in this piece. And if it feels like a lot, don't worry. We're going to break it down into manageable pieces right now. So, as soon as you are done, your spreadsheet should look a little like this. As you can see, it's messy. And that's fine. Again, this spreadsheet is just for you. No one else is going to see it, so let it be as messy as it needs to be at this stage. This is the ugly stage of every manuscript. It's normal for it to feel unmanageable and crazy and like you will never get through everything you have to get through. But don't worry, that's the next step. So, next, I want you to read over just your notes, and I want you to start highlighting them. We're going to use different colors for different elements. And the first thing that you're going to be looking for is big things. Throughout all of this, we're going to be working from macro to micro. What I mean by that is that we're going to be working from the biggest, most systemic problems to the smallest little precise proofreading details. So the first thing you're looking for is anything big, anything that you need to change in every single scene, or that will radically change the trajectory of the section you're editing. Now, this could be as little as changing the way a character speaks to be more recognizable as that character. Or it could be something pretty intense, like, wow, I didn't realize there was a missing scene here. I have to go write it. Any size problem is fine as long as it is systemic. So first, find your macro problems, your big ticket items, and highlight them in a color. I usually pick red just because, traffic lights, where they're ingrained. I'm boring that way. So, next, once you have your macro problems, start finding other categories of problems. For example, I usually highlight all my character issues in one color, all my pacing issues in another, all sentence level systemic issues like check all my dialogue, it's kind of wonky, or things like that in a different color. How you do it really depends on you. Sometimes I'll go through an entire time just highlighting all the times that I get the date and time wrong. And just to double check that I've gotten all of those right. But don't stop at any point here. Don't get down rabbit holes. Don't worry about little line by line issues. Wow, this sentence could really be improved. That's later. That's micro stuff. That is copy editing stuff. And you might not keep the text that you have right now. So editing it isn't really worth your time. And that's it for today. By the end of today, my hope is that you have a spreadsheet with all your notes written in, color-coded, based on what kind of issue it is. Now, starting tomorrow, we're going to be tackling these issues. So, as an extra credit assignment, taking all your notes and turning them into actual actionable items, a plan of attack. What order are you going to be taking care of these things? How are you going to tackle every one? That's a really excellent way to set yourself up for success. Much like macro problems to micro problems, I usually tackle things first by large issue and then chapter by chapter chronologically. I find that this helps me get the big picture things and then double check by going through things chronologically to see whether I mess something else up in fixing something bigger. So if you want to do that, you are most welcome, and it will help you over the coming days. For now, I will be logging off. I have a lot of these videos to make, and I'm trying to keep them short. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you have your own editing strategies that you would like to share. And if you are not in our Editpalooza group, join us on Discord. The link is below. We are still accepting submissions up until the 6th or 7th. You will get actual beta feedback. You will get to be part of an excited community of writers and editors, and we have so much fun. So please do join us. It's always great to edit with company. It can be a very solitary endeavor, and we are going to have a lot of fun this month. So without further ado, see you tomorrow.